The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the December 6th fantastic Friday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call Unreasonable People Shape the World. Yes, unreasonable people shape the world. You know, the way our life changes, and I mean real change, is a change in psychology or a system of thinking that will produce extraordinary results. Now, in order to achieve our ultimate outcome, and you should know what your ultimate outcome is, you and I, we have to decide right now to become a bit unreasonable, a trait that all successful people have. Think about it. It was unreasonable to think that Nelson Mandela would spend 27 years in prison and not want to come out and kick everybody's butt. Pretty unreasonable for someone like Mother Teresa to spend 50 years of her life and in her 80s traveling around the world, 100 countries in a year, when she was sick as a dog, yet giving her all. It was completely unreasonable to think that this woman from Calcutta could touch souls all over the planet. Of course, that's why she did it. It was unreasonable to see someone like Christopher Reeves go from Superman to someone that could barely breathe, yet he went out and inspired other people to make the world a better place. That, folks, is unreasonable. And that's why unreasonable men and women shape the world. So, we've got to decide what type of person we're going to be. Now, I'm not asking you to be unreasonable to other people. No. That is not what I'm asking you to do. What we need is we need to be unreasonable in our expectations of ourselves and what we are willing to do to make it happen for us in life. Yes, the world lost one of its most unreasonable individuals last night, an unreasonable person that helped shape the world. Let's go check out these markets out here. Let's go see if they're reasonable or not. Right now, we've got Dow futures up 150 points. They're trading out at 15,968. S&P futures up 18.5. That's a big move out there. They're trading out at 1802.75. NASDAQ futures up 30 points. They're trading at 3508. Russell 2000, they're up about 12 points. King Dollar up 199 pips, 19 cents. Trading out at 80.40 out here. You've got gold. That's up $5. It's trading at 12.37. Silver up 4 pennies. It's trading at 19.16. Light sweet crude is flat right now. It's trading out at 97.38. Natural gas, that's up another couple pennies. That thing certainly took off to the moon here. Our call-in number, or took off to the moon last night. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Would love to hear from you. Be happy to talk about your stock chart. If we take a quick peek around the globe right now, you've got the DAX up 94 points. That's up 1 full percentage point. The FTSE up 48. That's trading out at 65.47 over in Asia last night. You had the Nikkei up 122 points. That's up 0.8%. The Hang Seng up 30 points, and the Shanghai was down 10. So is this going to be a pop and drop? I don't know. But let's go take a look. Great job numbers out. Of course, that was not to be unexpected with the ADP numbers out here. So let's go take a look at what is really going on inside the marketplace out here. Let's start with the Euro-Japanese yen. Now, the Euro-Japanese yen, why? Because it's our currency pair that helps to point the direction here. We know that the Euro-Japanese yen, this thing had completed the 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. Did it right to the pip out there. I completed that on December the 3rd, 4 trading sessions ago. What we have seen here over the course of the last 5 days is nothing but small-bodied candles, indicating that it was kind of tired. Well, looks like the a giant has awoken from within. It is now taking out the resistance level. Now, the resistance level on this is the candle session from November 29th. That high is 139.69. So let's go take a look at where, and it is still in the overbought territory, but it can run to an even deeper overbought level. So let's take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern out here. Let me see if I can grab that tool. There we go. There's your 1 to 1.618, but let's put them all up here. Let me, let's make those in red, make it a little bit easier to see. So you can see right now it is traveling, and as long as it stays above the 140-ish level out there, then its target would be 142.40. So we've got the Euro Japanese yen currency pair pointed in a northerly direction at the moment. And at the moment, because we're looking at a daily chart out here, we've got a long time left in the daily session. Now, let's go switch over and take a look at the daily charts here for the index futures. Let's go see what we're looking at. Let's start off here with the ES Mini. If we take a look at the high that it made, and that came in on last Thursday, and that was out at 1812.50, last Friday, I should say, 1812.50. If we go from that high all the way down to low that was put in here a couple trading sessions ago, you can see here that it is just now making the 0.786 retracement level, 1805. So 1805, and we've been up to 1803.75. So pretty close right now. 1805. Now it's coming in with a fairly wide-ranging bar. But let's switch over and take a look at the 30-minute chart here for the ES Mini. Let's see if it's setting up some type of a Gartley sell pattern out here. Let's take a look and see what we have here, and we're going to come off of the swing point high, which was at 11 o'clock in the morning. That was on Friday. That was at 1812.50. I'm going to go from that high down to the low that was put in here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That was on December the 4th. That was at a price level of 1777.75, and our 0.786 retracement. We'll actually come back and find out what the exact number is. Oh, how about that? A 1.618 expansion. Ooh. That 1.618 expansion that we're taking a look at, that is of our B to C swing point. So the B point out here being the 4 p.m. close. That was on December 4th. That's at 1795.75. Your C point being down here at 2:30 in the afternoon. That was yesterday. That was at 1782. So if you went ahead and you subtracted those two figures I just gave you, multiplied times 1.618, added it to the C point, that'll take you right up into this 1803.72 level, 1805-ish, just to give it a bit of a move. You can see here at our relative strength indicator in the extreme, I do mean extreme, overbought territory. Last time we were up at those extreme levels happened to be the highs of November 24th out there. The market pulled back and went sideways. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly what's going to happen here, but only because of the wide-ranging bar coming in there. That means that the market really should just simply move sideways a bit here, but I don't know if sideways a bit is going to make a lot of sense. Maybe for 15 minutes sideways a bit, but when we come into the open here, we're going to find out whether or not this is going to be a pop and a drop out here. You do have, as far as the bears, if you were to simply take a look at technical tools and Fibonacci summation numbers, it really doesn't get any better than this, meaning you've got a 0.786 retracement off of the high to the most recent low. You've got a 1.618 expansion of your C to D swing point out there. The wide-ranging bar is the thing that really jeopardizes. Now, here is the cool thing about this pattern. If, in fact, this fails here, not only should you really see a move up to that high of last Friday, you really ought to see a 1.27, at least a 1.272 expansion of this entire move. That would turn into a butterfly. But thus far right now, you've got a Gartley. You don't have a reversal candle, so that is the key here. That is one of the keys. You do not have a reversal candle, so I am not at all suggesting that you go sell this market here, but we do have this pattern that we can take a look at. Let's go take a look at the Dow. That was a 30-minute futures contract that we were taking a look at. And if we take a look at the Dow, which has been probably other than the New York Stock Exchange, the weakest, the second weakest out here, let's take a look at the retracements. We'll see what kind of pattern we've got. Now, in this case here, I'm just going to go from the high at 11 o'clock in the morning last Friday down to the low. Oh, that also has made the 0.786 retracement. Now, what's interesting is, my system shows that the Dow actually got up to 16,075. I don't know if it was a bad tick or what was happening out here, but let's go take a look at the retracement level. Let's start with the Gartley. This is clearly a Gartley sell pattern as well out here. I guess you can't really do that. And I'm assuming that it's not a bad tick out there up at that 16,068-ish range. You can see how that immediately got into the extreme overbought level. You're trading out at 15,962. The only reason why I say I question the tick movement up there is because before the jobs number was released, my screen was, it flashed like it was up 220 points. I don't know if I was seeing into the future or what was happening out there, but that's what's going on inside the Dow. Let's go take a look at the futures here. As long as we're on the intraday chart, let's take a look at the NASDAQ futures, because that thing has been nothing but strength out here. It looks like that is forming a butterfly pattern. So let's go take a look at first I want to take a look at my expansions, and that expansion means I'm going to take a look at the 10 o'clock time frame here from December the 2nd. I'm going to go from that swing point high, which is 35.01, down to the low that came in here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on December 4th. So the 1.272 expansion of that takes you up to 35.14 out here, and so that says it's got a bit higher to run before it. Let me actually go ahead and paint in that pattern here for you so you can see what, in fact, that butterfly, and we'll see if there's any other Fibonacci numbers that actually show up at this level here. There is not just a 2.0. So that's what it looks like the NASDAQ futures want to do, is at least get to 35.14. Now, if they're able to take out that level, then 35.30 would, in fact, be the nut out here. But you can see all the markets, the extreme overreaction potentially to the job numbers out here. We'll see what happens when the market actually pops. But we can see that in each of these cases here, now the Russell 2000, we can go take a look at that, but I've got about a 10-minute delay on that, so I don't know that I want to spend too much time there. So we want to be paying attention to the euro, Japanese yen. We'll be certainly paying attention to these Gartley sell patterns out here, and we'll be looking for our first reversal signal, or we'll be looking for a failure of this pattern, which will suggest higher price. Now the real key here is going to be that 1794.25 level. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Not really much change in the futures market since we were last here moments ago. Now, what I did do, and if you've listened to my show for a while, I love these Gartley patterns out here, especially the .786 Gartley buy-sell pattern. And as you've heard, and as I've mentioned, when a .786 Gartley sell pattern fails, it turns into a butterfly pattern. Now, while we were at the break here, I went back to the shorter-term chart for the Euro Japanese yen. So you want to talk about everything setting up here, everything that you would need. If you're watching us on Tiger TV, we really appreciate that you're able to see my screen out here right now. And you see 2 patterns. If you are listening on your radio, your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, we really appreciate that. Remember, this show will stream live to your smartphone, your pad device, by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Upper right-hand side, you'll see a button, 3 little smartphones. Click on that. The show streams live. Of course, the archive, you can catch this on Channel 9 out here. Now, we're taking a look at the first pattern that had set up earlier this morning. 5 a.m. is when we had the .786 Gartley sell pattern that went ahead and set up. That's the bluish looking pattern that you're seeing, the .786 retracement. And what I'm referring to is the swing point high from 4:30 in the morning on December 3rd all the way down to the low 2 o'clock in the afternoon on December the 4th. And that formed it had a nice, it had an A to B equals CD, formed the .786 Gartley sell. You had this little piercing candle with some follow through, so you had everything that you needed in order for this to back off. And so it was a valid .786 Gartley sell pattern because you had the reversal signal. And when it failed, guess where it went to? It made that 1.272 butterfly. So price here moved up to the 1.272 butterfly. So if we take a look at side by side here, I mean, textbook-wise, this is ideal. You've got the ES Mini, the S&P futures, into the extreme over bought condition. Same thing as well on the 30-minute chart here for the Euro Japanese yen. You've got 2 reversal patterns, and inside the Euro Japanese yen, you've got that 1.272 butterfly. No reversal signal on that chart here just yet. And you have to be careful because you're coming into these patterns here with wide-ranging bars. So that's one of the reasons why you absolutely need to see a reversal, or it's best to see some type of reversal out here. Maybe the areas get tested and then they eventually fail here. Maybe that's 9:30, it's 10, it's 10:30 or what have you. And if these patterns fail, meaning prices move higher beyond them, what will happen likely with the Euro Japanese yen, instead of making the 1.272 butterfly, it'll go ahead and make the 1.618. Now, what's really key here is that we don't really have we have a .786 Gartley sell pattern, but it's not really validated yet. It's validated only from the standpoint of having your Fibonacci summation numbers, a retracement number of 0.786 and an expansion number of 1.618. To me, it's a I don't know what the right terminology here. The terminology I'm going to use. It's not validated. By validated, what I mean there is we haven't seen any kind of reversal signal here just yet. Look, if this is a reversal, this will likely set up into an A to B equals CD down. But the areas that you got to be paying attention to today, if this in fact does turn from here, the key that you want to see is you want to see price get below 1794.25. That's that invisible perigee support resistance area, and price simply just cut above that with a wide-ranging bar, and that says if you're short the market, as I am, you have to be absolutely careful right here. And if price pulls back to 1794.25, let's assume this 0.786 Gartley sell pattern actually works and that level holds, that actually is starting to lean towards short-term, at least short-term bullish, because you got to take a look at the chart that we're looking at here, and that is the 30-minute chart. Let's go peek in on gold and silver. Those metals had moved. They've now given back those gains. I suggest that you don't take this trade out here. And the reason that I suggest that, I'm going to go ahead and put my other charting tool up on the screen here. That's the NDX. But let's go take a look at the gold contract out here. And not until gold gets above 12, and I don't mean gets above it. I mean closes above it. Because right now, the resistance line on Goldilocks is 12.45.30. So right around 12:45:30, and we can see here so far the intra-session high that we've seen here today is 12:45 even Steven out there. And not until we see a break above that area can we suggest that a change in trend may in fact be taking place, and that would be inside of Goldilocks. So what it did here this morning was it ran smack dab right into the resistance line that it should have run into. That has held thus far. So I would not be chasing Goldilocks here. So with regard to silver, let's go ahead and put silver up on the screen. We'll put up a high host silver out there. Oh, I didn't realize we were going into the break. I was ready for that William Tell overture. 877-927-6648. Silver 2 running smack dab into resistance. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
With over 3 decades of trading experience, Andy Hecht brings a tremendous amount of knowledge and expertise to each weekly issue of his newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report. The Technomental Commodity Report gives you Andy's unique technomental analysis of the commodities market, a combination of technicals and fundamental analysis which he has developed and perfected over his many years of trading. The Technomental Commodity Report is only $49 a month, and right now you can get a full month-long trial subscription while paying absolutely nothing. See for yourself the kind of weekly report Andy delivers to his subscribers every Thursday morning. You'll receive specific stock, ETF, and option trades based on Andy's analysis, so no futures account is required. For all the details and to start your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, visit TFNN.com today.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're up to the races. We got the Dow up 127 points, trading out at 15,946. S&P is up 16. It's trading out at 1801. Composite up 32 points, trading out at 4,065. Russell up 10 points. That's trading out at 1133. Apple is struggling here this morning. It's trading down $3 and change. Microsoft up 16 ticks. Google up $8 and change. Cisco up 23 cents. Intel having a nice morning, up 3% out here. That's up 81 cents. Google is leading the charge to the upside. You've got Viva Systems, VEEV. That is up 6% this morning, up $2.50. Amazon is up $2. Celgene up $1.91. Royal Dutch Shell up $1.84 this morning. To the downside, Alta Salon truly being taken to the cleaners, and that is down $24. That's off 19% here this morning. We'll check in on that stock, see what kind of volume. I suspect pretty good volume coming out of that. Cooper Cosmetics, maybe, I don't know, Cooper Companies, COO, that's off 6% this morning, down $7 and change. Rally Software not rallying this morning, in fact, just the opposite, off 21%, down $5.50. RALY is its ticker symbol. Big Lots, BIG, down 9% out here. Ubiquity Networks, UBNT, that is traded off about 6% here this morning. FleetCor Technologies down $2 and change. Our call number 877-927-6648. Let's go peek in here on. I'm sorry, just am watching the ES Mini and the Euro Yen out here. So we got the ES Mini trying to move a little bit lower, but we're not getting the Euro Yen doing the same thing out here. Okay, so let's go check in on some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's look at Alta Salon, ULTA. Let's put up the old Steve-O system out here. I want to see if it gave us any kind of a sell signal before this real pop to the downside here this morning. So let's take a look at it. And it did. Gave you a sell signal right back here on the trading session. Let me put my little crosshairs up here. Crosshair inside of Alta Salon, gave you a sell signal right here on December the 3rd, confirmed on December the 4th, December the 5th, and then, of course, yesterday as well. And you can see this thing is down big. Let's go see what this is trading into. So it's got this big gap that is trading all the way back down into a breakout session here from June 13th. Let's go take a look at the volumes on that breakout session. ULTA is the ticker symbol. I don't recall. I would imagine, based on that chart, that I would think that maybe it was still a part of the IBD 50 stocks out there. This thing was up towards its highs. Yeah, it most certainly was. Say, holy cow. Look at that. Folks, if you're watching this on Tiger TV, who sees what I see right off of the bat out here? Who sees what I see as you take a look at this chart pattern out here? Let me just update everything, make sure I got everything updated. What is it that you folks see when you take a look at this chart pattern? Somebody's got to know. What is it that we're looking at out here? What is it that we are looking at out here? Here, I'm just going to go ahead and circle the area here first that one should be paying attention to. What do we got? What do we have? We have perhaps one of the largest island reversals that I have ever seen. How about that? This is an island reversal pattern. Now, this is at all-time highs, too, right? Yeah. Take a look at that island reversal out there. We'll see if this thing holds. But an island reversal, folks, normally you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, something like that. But when we take a look at this thing gapped up, did it with decent volume. It was on a trading session of September 13th. So this is an island. This is a chain of islands out here. This is a big old island. This thing gapped up on September 13th, as I say, 4.4 million shares. Continued to trade higher out here this morning, gapping down. Volume behind the move so far, 2 million shares. So you got big volume here to the downside. Somebody knew something yesterday as they were beginning to unload. Looks like you have nothing but light volume out here, so you have distribution inside of Altasalon at the highs. But this is about as bearish as you possibly can get. Bearish so long as we don't see price get to the 112.47 mark. I don't suspect we'll see that today, but at any point in time. That is a lot of stranded folks out there. That is in Altasalon. I hope that none of you listening are in Altasalon, because the most bearish of reversal patterns that are out there, that is an island reversal, and this one is a doozer. I mean, this is that one's big. That one actually is for the textbooks, especially if that ends up being the end of Altasalon, at least from a stock that has run up. Not the company. Company may be doing great out there for all I know. In fact, let me see if I even have their numbers out here. Doesn't look like... Yeah, let's see their Q3 profits. They had good Q3 profits, it looks like. They did sales of $853 million versus $867. So just simply one of these growth stocks that maybe is struggling from a growth standpoint. But a big reversal pattern, and that is in Altasalon. Let's go take a look at Rally Software, R-A-L-Y. Let's go see what Rally Software is doing here. This thing gapping lower. It has volume behind its move this morning. Let's go take a look at where it is trading into. So this is an IPO, and it set it all the way back to the IPO date, which was April 12th, 2013. So it's headed into the $17 to $18.44 range out here. So this thing breaking down with a pretty decent volume behind it. That's where Rally Software is headed to. What was the news behind Rally out here? Well, they released their numbers. They did, looks like a net loss of $5.7 million versus $2.75, so twice the amount of loss. They were obviously going after revenue growth. They did $18 million in Q3 revenue versus $14 million out there, but they are certainly getting hammered. Let's take a look at, let's see what's moving to the upside out here that we ought to check in on. Let's go take a look at LinkedIn. LNKD is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what it is doing here this morning. LinkedIn gapping up, but nothing huge here, nothing in a huge way inside of this move here. This stock here broke down. You saw you've seen two signs of institutional selling inside of LinkedIn. You saw that take place on October the 8th. You had a downdraft there with 6.5 million shares, and as price had moved back in towards that area where it broke, well, it came back to the swing point. I apologize, not to where it broke down from, but it did break down again on October 30th with 8.9 million shares. So LinkedIn has got some institutional selling that is going on out here. Let's take a look at percentage-wise here, see what is up. Viva, V-E-E-V. Let's go check it out and see what VEEV is doing here this morning. Okay, not a lot, even though this has gapped up. Not a ton behind this move. This looks like a IPO as well. So here's an IPO, came out on October 16th, out at the $35 level, made its way all the way up to the highs on October 21st to $49 even Steven, around a number at Basil Chapman, round number high out there, and that was on Viva, and looks like This move here right now, it's trying to take on a swing point, 1127. Not a lot of data in this chart, so pretty difficult to really do any kind of analysis of it. But it is taking on the November 27 swing point. That has 527,000 shares there. It's already done 776 this morning, so I guess you could draw A to B equals CD pattern on this. You'd come off of the lows from October 31st up to the high on November 27th, and you'd probably use the low back here from December 4th. So looks like Viva is signaling to us, wants to go back and test these highs and get back up to the $48.64 mark out there. Let's go check in. That's some of the stocks that are popping and dropping. We did take a look at gold and silver. Let's go check out. Light sweet crude. See what it is doing out here. We'll take a look at bonds. Light sweet crude. That thing is off the bottom now. It's at this stage here having that nice wide price spread, accelerated volume day on December 3rd. You expect to see more follow through than what we've actually seen out here. Today's session is a doji at the moment, but we've seen some small-bodied candles. Not that it can't rest here, but it's starting to show some signs of indecision in the marketplace. Let's go see what kind of indecision, if any, is inside of bonds out here. That's the weekly chart of bonds. Let's take a look at the actual daily chart out here. Bonds having now formed the 1-to-1. A to B equals CD. 128.22 was the number. Let's see here. It is still trading with inside the swing point low from September the 6th, the top of which is 130.01, so no reason, and it has tested the bottom. Now I show about 338,000 contracts on that session today, 242,000 contracts altogether out here. No reversal. This would be a key reversal session here today if it stays green. As long as it closes up a bit today, you would have a key reversal session with inside bonds. Key reversal session meaning intraday we've seen the price exceed the high and low of the prior session. We are in an extended condition. It is in the over sold territory using that 14-period RSI. And so long as it closes green today, meaning even just one tick up, that would qualify as a key reversal session. Natural gas, that took off to outer planets. Now, I'm not going to talk to you folks about the 80-degree weather. I will not talk about the 80-degree weather that we're having here in Florida, or the mere fact that I'm going to go, swim in the ocean or anything like that after the shows, just to kind of. I'm not going to talk about that for all you folks that are freezing in the north, but please do be careful out there. A lot of cold weather, a lot of snow and ice. I remember I think probably the worst driving experience I ever had was on the John Lodge Expressway. For those of you that are familiar with Detroit, I remember coming back from my girlfriend's house at about, 1, 2 in the morning, driving to my place, and on the John Lodge, and I remember coming up over a hill and hitting some ice, and the guys in front of me were spinning all over the place, and looked like that, and I ran over some big object, not a person, not a car, but some big object that must have fallen off of somebody's truck or something like that, and of course, and people spinning out in front of me, and that was a scary scene out there. So be careful. If you've got icy roads, just stay off the expressway. No, stay out. Just don't drive. You can't stop on ice out there. At least most cars can't stop on ice. In the case of natural gas, this thing here had a .786 Gartley cell pattern. It's failed. That's headed up to the 1.272 area. That'll take you up to about $4.26 out there. Right now you're at $4.17, so it looks like it wants to move to a higher price. Let's go back in and check in on the 30-minute charts of both the Euro-Yen as well as the AES Mini, and we'll go back and take a look at all those 30-minute charts and the patterns that we had out here. Okay, so now we're seeing a little reversal here inside of the ES Mini. We're not seeing the same pattern take place inside of the Euro, at least not just yet out there. But let's go back and take a look at the other patterns. Oh, I had them on a different chart, different tab out here. Let's go take a look. So you're seeing inside the NASDAQ futures. Now this is important out here. hadn't really completed the 1.272, but the NASDAQ futures has been a strong index out here, and that's giving you a little bearish engulfing candle here right now. Now, some of you might say, hey, wait a minute, it looks like there's one tick below where the close of the candle session was at 9:30. When you're taking a look at futures contracts, just simply because of the way it trades, you got to give it at least a tick or two, jumping from one candle to the next out there. So that qualifies as we speak right now. There's still 13 minutes left in this trading session right here, so you can't call it a bearish engulfing until the session is closed out there. But that is not what you would expect from the NASDAQ futures out here that have been showing just simply their strength. They've been flexing their muscle. Now, let's take a quick peek at some of the other currency pairs. Let's see what's going on inside the Queen out here as we take a look at the Queen. Not a whole lot going on here. The Queen running into, let's see if it's made a retracement level coming off of the high from October 25th down to the low out here on November 7th, the 0.786 level, 137.16 out here. Looks like it does want to move to that higher price. It's just in a little pause button out here. Let's go take a look at the Japanese yen. Let's go see what it is doing against the U.S. dollar. We looked at that versus the euro. But let's go take a look at it versus the U.S. dollar out here. U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. This had formed and has formed a 1.618 butterfly sell pattern. It's done it nicely, gave you some nice reversal signals out here, but this morning it's trying to fight that off, and that is on the daily chart. Where does it go beyond here? That's a very good question. Then you have to start taking a look at the larger patterns. But first, it'll if it is able to take out this butterfly pattern, it'll go test the high from May 22nd out there, and that level's at 103.72. Let's take, as long as we're here, let's take a look at the Great British Pound. Let's go see what's going on in the pound versus the U.S. dollar out here. That's got to be on my screen somewhere. Here we go. The pound is trying to make its measured move, that breakout of the consolidation level. That should take the pound versus the U.S. dollar up into about the 167-ish, 166 type of range out here. So far not showing much in the way of backing off other than just working off a oversold condition. Right now we've got the Dow is up 119. S&P is up 14. So we're starting to see some back off here in the ES Mini. 1798 or so is what it's trading at. Remember that 1794 is going to be a key area, because if that thing breaks loose out here, then this was a major false move to the upside out here, and that is what's going on inside of the ES Mini. 877-927-6648. Hope you're having a nice warm day, that you're all bundled up, and that you're not going to be sweating or anything like that, if you're outdoors doing something like we might do here in Florida. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors, such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long
long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, sponsored by Nadex. Up next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 139 right now. S&P is up 16. And so let's try to lay out what it is that we should be paying attention to today, at least what I believe we should be paying attention to today. First chart we're going to look at is the VIX index. Right now, the VIX index is trading out at 1386. The 50-day exponential moving average is at 1390. So we know that the VIX has been above the 50-day exponential moving average. It made the dead cat bounce. That's coming off of the high from October 9th down to the low that was put in on November 15th. So it made that first move out here. That is normal. Today, right now, it's just pulling back. The retracement into that 50-day exponential moving average. Let's go measure that level. You're right. You're in between the 0.382 and the 0.618 level. What's key, though, is just simply the 50-day. If you see a close today below, we'll call it 1390-ish. 1387 doesn't necessarily qualify. But if you see a move down below the 1390-ish area, that would actually be bullish out there. That would say Santa Claus has arrived, and arrived this morning with the jobs report at 8:30 or so. So you want to be paying attention here to the VIX. In the case of the New York Stock Exchange, so the wider swath of the marketplace out here, what it would need today, it would need 2,479 net advancing issues in order for the bulls to take control of the NYSE. Right now, today, you're at 1750 out there, so you'd need basically almost all of the issues. In fact, you would. In fact, it's impossible to get 2,479 net advancing issues today. No, I take that back. It's not impossible. It's not. What am I thinking? Brain fart going on. So it's a doable thing. 2,479 is the number that you want to be looking for there. Of course, price-wise on the New York Stock Exchange, you'd like to also see it get above 10,127.63. This is on the bullish side out here. And if you're bearish, and these are the bullish numbers I'm giving you, you've got to say, why would you be staying bearish out there? Well, I mean, you might have a reason. I would be saying, why are you staying bearish bearish out there when markets look like they are reversing here. So 127.63, that's really the benchmark to be using inside of the New York Stock Exchange. Inside of the S&P 500, what's the number that I would be using there? Well, let me switch over and take a look at a daily chart here for the S&P 500. The S&P 500 today, if in fact it closes above 1796.15 out here, that would actually be a bullish buy signal. So the number 1796.15-ish is the number you'd want to use inside the S&P 500. Inside the Russell 2000 today, the Russell 2000, the number is about 1127 out there. Right now you're trading at 1132. Inside of the Dow, let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrials out here. The Dow here, it closed above, let me just do this. That'll make it a little bit easier. 15,947 would be the number that I would be using. And right now you've got the Dow trading out at 15,962. So those are the numbers that I would be watching for. We don't have to worry about the composite or the NDX because that has been strong, so that has not slipped into any kind of bearish territory. We got the S&P, we got the Russell, we got the so those are the numbers that I would be looking for. Now, of course, the other key is going to be the ES Mini coming down and testing, if it can get down there and test the 1794 level. But look, so long as the ES Mini stays above 1794 and a quarter, that becomes short-term bullish out there. And those are all of the stock charts that I would really be paying attention to. Of course, the Euro, Japanese yen as well. But so far, that has not shown any sign of backing off. In fact, just the opposite. That looks like that is headed to the 1.618 butterfly level. That ought to take the Euro, Japanese yen up to a price level of somewhere around 140.99. It is Fantastic Friday, folks. I want you to have a great weekend. Be safe out there. If you're cold, do everything you can to stay warm. And if you're warm, well, do everything you can to stay in some air conditioning. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, folks. What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve. Yet, you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.